Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to do a bit of a different video today, and I've decided that there was a couple of parts for my Mark IV Golf and my Mark II Golf which I wanted carbon fibre skinned. So instead of sending it off and paying someone else to do it, I thought, where's the fun in that? So I'm going to give it a go myself. If it goes horribly wrong, I'll probably send the stuff off and pay someone else to do it. I bought Easy Composites starter kit, and there's a few pieces I have spare from my Mark II. This inner wing mirror trim here, these little window winder bits, which I'm not actually going to have window winders, so I may as well do that because I'm moving to electric windows. And I've got a battery cover here, which whenever I went to shows, I didn't have this in the engine bay when I drove there, so I'd drive to the show and then I'd open the bonnet and pop this on then. But that would look quite cool, I think, in carbon fibre. Yeah, I'm going to mix up a little bit today and use the carbon fibre weave here, just the black normal sort of one. What I would like to do in future, I'll put some pictures in now actually, because I used to have an Audi B6, A4 B6, and I bought a show car. I ruined it basically. This is a video. This is a picture of what it did look like before. And this is a picture of what it looked like afterwards. As you can see, I had a bit of fun with it. The paint wasn't great on it. It turns out after a couple of 100 miles after I did all the work to it to get it to the point it was, the rusty look, the head gasket went anyway. Yeah, that got scrapped, and this is the show car interior that I bought for it. I've managed to find some carbon fibre with the red metallic running through it. So the idea was, with the Mark II Golf being red, obviously, I'd like to have the carbon fibre on the inside red as well. I didn't want to go for the full red weave because I don't really like that look, to be honest. From what I understand, first things first, I need to sand it down, probably using about 120 grit, and then get some good scores on the edges here, just so you get a really good adhesion. So let's get into that. That's all quite smooth back, really nice key on there. So apparently it's mainly the edges you want to do this on, just to make sure that the carbon doesn't lift, which apparently it can do. Definitely see why people charge good money for this, because it's so labor intensive. I've just been sanding for about 15 minutes. I'm already thinking it's maybe a good idea to just pay someone to do it, but no, it's how you learn, isn't it? So I'm just gonna give it a really good scoring all over, to be honest. Let's give it a bit of a score on that bit as well. Here we go. I'm just going to use Clean Spirit to clean it and to clean all the dust and things. I'll probably put my gloves on. Like I said, they're all really scuffed up now, and this was actually painted, the battery cover. I'm a little bit worried about that. It's not come off on the top. Oh, sorry if you can see that, but mainly like on the sides. Yeah, it's just the paint flaked off when I cut it with the knife. So we'll see what happens. It's like I said, again, all practice at the moment. So I'm now ready to mix up the base coat. I have no idea where to even start. So it's a ratio of 3 to 1. So 3 of the base coat to 1 of the epoxy hardener. I think I'm going to start at 30mm and 10mm. I can always mix up more. I'd rather mix up a smaller amount and have to mix up more than mix up just tons and then waste a load. It's got to be 15 there. No. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Okay. Steady. Oh, oh. Oh, I overshot it. Oh well. I'm sure 1 gram won't make a difference. That is, try and see if I can see what I'm doing. That is now all covered. So I'm gonna go and have my dinner now, leave that for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and come back and cut the carbon fibre. Probably should have cut the carbon fibre before, maybe, possibly, I don't know. So now just gonna mix up the first clear coat. Just go over here and then I'll leave it for tonight, and then I'll come back tomorrow morning and see how we've got on. Hopefully everything's stuck, all the sides all are stuck down, hopefully. This wasn't as bad to do as what I thought it was gonna be. The corners had to pull the weave a little bit, but I think that is gonna look pretty good when it's all finished. So this one turned out all right so far, I think. Those two we won't talk about. That one's not too bad. That was just as flat as a fucking pancake. And then the battery cover, it's actually turned out to be really good. Only thing is, good thing these are just test pieces. The corners, like I'm even like really happy with the corners. I was worried about the corners being, but annoyingly, it's lifting on this corner. I don't know why. It's just, yeah, you can kind of see there and here. Again, I don't know what I did wrong. If you guys can let me know in the comments. Should I have used more hardener? I mean, I did a ratio of 3 to 1. So, yeah, like I say, unfortunately, that is a bit of a bugger. I mean, it is what it is. It was a test piece, so it's a bit of a shame. I might have to see if I can pull it all off. I don't know how easy that would be to pull it all off. Yeah, so that's it for this evening. I'm gonna go and chill out now, and then tomorrow see how it is. Trim these parts up, sand them down, and then give them another, I think it's three coats of the resin. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hey guys, so it's the next morning, and it didn't quite go to plan. I think with it now being winter, it just got a little bit too cold in here last night. I left a little space heater on, a little oil radiator, but I think it easily dropped below 20 degrees, and I think the working temperature for it to cure, for the resin to cure, is 21 upwards to about 27. So I'll show you what it looked like. So these are so fiddly. This one I've actually taken off. I managed to peel the carbon off. I'm going to sand it down. I'm going to try again. I'm not sure what 100% went wrong. Like I said, I think it was possibly the temperature, which I tried to do it in. So this one's still got the carbon on. I've trimmed it. I'm going to peel the carbon off. It didn't really adhere very well. So I think I might have needed to leave the tack stage, the base coat. I might have needed to leave that a little bit longer. This one was like what I thought was going to look really good, but it hasn't stuck on the sides, annoyingly, around there. If I can really, it needs trimming, but it didn't come out too bad for my first try. I'm pretty happy with that. However, you may be able to see there and there, it's still a bit tacky, and it's leaving fingerprints. So it's not as bad as it was this morning, but it's not perfect. It's not something I'd ever want to use. I may try and pull off this carbon as well, and see if we can just try and hit these pieces again. The one thing I thought was going to be really bad, like I showed in the clip last night. So this one actually went pretty well, to be fair. It's stuck down really nicely on the top. Still a little bit tacky in places. So yet again, I think it hasn't cured 100%. And where it was lifting yesterday evening, it's if I can get a picture, you see it's sort of come out here a bit. Yet again, I think it may have been it may just have been the curing stage. So bit of a waste of carbon, unfortunately. Wow, okay, I never want to have to do that again, but this, I think, it was painted before, and I didn't go through the paint to the plastic. I just scuffed the paint up and then put some key marks in here, but that had adhered really nicely, really well. So I think the tack coat, this is the last thing I did, so I think the tack coat on this was really good. Unfortunately, I think I just needed to leave it a little bit longer so the corners would have stuck. So I'm just going to try and get the rest of this off, because I would like to try and do this bit again. I'm going to take, God, what a mess. And also you can see here that the base coat went on really well in places. So yeah, try and get this all off, get it back, sand it down again, prep it, and then we'll have another go. I'll take this off as well. I was going to try and make good of this one, but I don't know if that's possible. So probably take this one off as well. Window winders, I'm going to f them off because I don't need these anyway, and they're just far too fiddly for me at the moment. So after the best part of a day, kind of on and off, all the parts are now cleaned of carbon fibre and sanded back down. I need to give them a clean, obviously, before I do any base coat. But I'm now back where I was 24 hours ago, funnily enough. I might leave it for tonight. I've got a bigger oil radiator in my shed, and I'm going to just check overnight what the maximum and minimum temperature gets to. So. Okay guys, so another day, let's try it again. It's 21 degrees in the shed now. I'll show you that. So got this hooked up so I know roughly what temperature it is now. I got down to 17.5 last night, and then the max was 21. So I think the hottest I can get this shed at the moment is 21 degrees. So that's sort of bottom level of what I understand the cure temperature needs to be. So yeah, I'm gonna do it today. Get the base coat on. Leave that sort of 2 hours maybe. I left it just under an hour and a half last time, which I don't think was enough because I think there was still some parts which were a bit too wet, and that's why it didn't adhere to the side of this battery tray. Right, so yeah, as I was saying, I've also heated up these parts a little bit just to give them a bit of heat, just so they're a little bit warmer. I'm gonna try the red carbon fibre that I bought, and maybe on this pillar part and the battery cover. Well, that worked. If there's anyone like watching this that's that does carbon fibre for a living or just a hobby, you're probably screaming at me right now like, "Ah, don't do it like that, you should do such." Like I say though, let me know in the comments what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, what you found works. Base coat applied, and I'm going to set a timer for an hour and a half, and yeah, I might leave it 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. But it's now 21.3 degrees and I'm sweating balls. So this was left for just over 2 hours, the base coat. I don't know if that may have been a bit too long because it wasn't very tacky to touch, which I'm a little bit worried about. But here we go. It's really hard to capture in the light how good these look. See if I can flick the light off, if that helps. You kind of, maybe I'll see it there, just like the glimmer of red, like all there. That's quite good. But in person, it looks a lot more, it looks like there's a light almost coming through, or like a red light coming through, which is really cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave these overnight again. What we at? 21.6. So hopefully it'll keep warm overnight. Giving them a little blast with the hairdryer. There wasn't any air bubbles really, which is nice. Tomorrow I'll come back and I'll hit them with a 120 grit just to scuff it up again, and then we'll get a couple more layers of the resin on, As you can see, we had a very light dusting of snow last night. I brought the parts in, put them on like our underfloor heating, and it seems to have really helped it cure overnight. Just a quick disclaimer as well, don't do what I'm about to do. When you sand, make sure you're wearing long sleeves and gloves, because I'm about to sand in this next clip, and my arms have been itching all day, so you get tiny little shards in there, and they're quite sharp. So yeah, just wear long sleeves if you can, and gloves as well. So. Right guys, just had a look on the PDF sheet for the epoxy resin, and I was looking at the bottle. It says mix weight, so by volume 100 to 50, 2 to 1. I've been mixing up at 3 to 1, because when I've been watching the YouTube tutorials for the Easy Composites, they must have been using an older one. When I looked at the date, it was like 9 years ago. So I think I've found out why it hasn't been curing properly. I mean, I don't even know if like it would have cured it. Well, it would have cured quicker surely, because if you're putting less resin in to harden it, it should cure quicker, I assume, regardless of whether it is 20 degrees or not. So I think temperature does play a big part, but also mixing it at the right quantities does as well. Always read the labels. So anyway, I'm just gonna plow on. It was like the first coat, so I scuffed up. I'm just going to mix up at 2 to 1 for this next lot and pop it on here. I'm just gonna give it 3 coats, see how it goes, and yeah, live and learn. Read the labels, never assume, all those other sort of quotes people say. So don't stop believing I will rise up. So I just had to run out to the shop to get some more cups, some festive cups, festive AF in here, and yeah, and another pack of brushes, because I'm just going through brushes like no one's business. So I bought some of these just to tide me over to do the last couple of parts on here, and then I've ordered some foam brushes from Amazon, which are a lot cheaper. Yep, right, final coat of the evening then, and then I'll leave them to cure, and then possibly take them inside later tonight so they can fully cure in there. Okay, so we are 2 days later. Parts have completely cured, all nice and dry, and only problem I've found is when I put the first wet coat on, I didn't put very much on here. I didn't really saturate it very much. So when I did the sanding, it sanded through the red metallic in places. So it's gone a bit silver, which it doesn't look bad. It's just I know what it should look like, and it's annoying. So my idea is, what I've seen other people do, they don't sand after the first wet coat. They wait until it goes tacky, and then they do like the 3 top layers. So I might have a go at doing that and practice that next time. So I need to stop saying so. But battery cover is all dry. The battery cover doesn't have as many sand through points. Or it looks like it does on there, but it doesn't. So there's a couple of high points on the cover there, where unfortunately you can see a couple of little bits of silver. But and there. I'm shouting probably for a start. I just noticed I'm shouting for some reason. So what I'm going to probably do is now I'm going to go through and sand this down with 120 grit and then 240, and then I need to do one more epoxy resin coat, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to record myself sanding it because it's just not interesting. This video is probably long enough already. Here we go then. So this is sanded down 120 grit. It's actually starting to look like a proper part now. It's all been trimmed up nicely. So I'm going to do 240 grit now, and then hit the battery cover as well, and then we should be good to go and do the final layer of epoxy. Both parts have now been sanded down with 120 grit and then a 240 grit. So actually, yeah, quite good. So I'm just going to clean these off with degreaser, and then we can go with the top coat. Just applied the final coat, the top coat. It's looking really good. I'll get some close-ups for you in a second. So I'm going to leave this to cure overnight. I think it needs 8 hours at least, but yeah, I'm going to leave it overnight and come back tomorrow, and then I can wet sand it, cut it and polish it, and then we'll see how we got on. See see if it looks any good or not. Morning guys, so it's 5:30 on a Sunday morning, and I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'll have a quick cuppa and then I'll come out and see how the carbon fibre parts are getting on. Here they are, fully cured, so I'm just going to give them a quick wet and dry and then a polish, and we should be done. Alright guys, so hopefully you can hear me over the torrential rain on the shed, but this is all finished now for the interior trim piece anyway. The battery cover, which is just going to be in the boot and probably never seen, I'm going to do a little bit more work on that because it's not quite where I want it to be, and I think I can make it better. This is what it looks like at the moment, and like I said, like the high spots are a little bit annoying. I might just rub it down and try and skin over that, see if that can make it better. Just have a play, just keep playing, and see what I can do. But the wing mirror here has really come out really nicely. Really happy with that, and it's given me a bit of confidence to now take the other two wing mirror covers out of the Golf and skin those. Thank you very much. That's the end of the video. I really appreciate you sticking around till the end to find out how the fails went. But I'm now completely obsessed with carbon fibre, which I don't know if is a good thing or a bad thing. But I'm going to go and remove the Mark II parts that I want to skin properly. I'm also wondering if we need a carbon fibre toilet seat in the bathroom. Possibly a coffee table would look quite good carbon fibre. Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, I appreciate you sticking around. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next one. I don't know what that is. See, what do you do for an outro? What do you do with your hands?